Again, could definitely say more, but that's where I'll stop about talking about it.
I like what you said. That was good.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I'll try to be fast-ish with my last two. I have a lot to say about them.
You don't have to be fast. I've talked a lot.
I don't want to get interrupted though, because I worry. But yeah, I don't want to get interrupted. But
okay.
Yeah, I don't know how much I can shorten it, but I'll try. And yeah, you're right. I should just say what I gotta say. Even
we can
if
always
it's long.
Record a third part.
Yeah. Okay, so my next one. Oh, and so I'll say why I saved. So I saved two for last. Wait, should I say? Okay, I'll say who it is first. My next one is Rhett and Link, also known as Good Mythical Morning, also known as Good Morning Chia Lincoln, LTAT, all kinds of things on YouTube. The reason why they're one of the ones I'm saving for last is partly because they're one of the ones I watched the longest, and partly because they influence what I'm doing at this exact moment as we're recording. The podcast was your idea, Julienne, and when you asked me, like, someone asks you want to do something, your answer depends on, you have to know what that thing is. And when I think about what a podcast is, it's Ear Biscuits. It's the Rhett and Link podcast. I'm trying to, make this different, of course, but the idea for this actual episode came from Good Mythical Morning. They will talk about their most influential movies or TV shows or something. And I love those episodes. I love talking about that. So that's what gave me this idea.
It's a good idea.
It is. Thank you, Rhett and Link.
Thank you.
And also, aside from all the creative... Oh, and there's also just their senses of humor I really like. Not planned, but earlier in this episode when I sneezed and said I was allergic to podcasts, that's a Good Mythical Morning reference. I always say that when I sneeze, I just say, I'm allergic to whatever I'm doing right now. Rhett says that, and I think it's really funny, so I started saying it in my life.
Nice.
And also, so I don't remember my intro to a lot of the ones on this list. I remember the first Good Mythical Morning video I saw. I remember exactly where I was when I saw it. I was 17 years old. I was at my brother's friend's house. And that friend, their family was friends with our family, so every time we went to go pick them up from her house, we would just end up staying for another hour, just talking to the family or whatever. So they were watching the Ultimate Noodle Showdown episode of Good Mythical Morning when I arrived, and I watched that video with them. And the sense of humor that Rhett and Link had, the way they talked, the way they had just the idea to compare a bunch of noodles, I really liked it, and they've become a part of my daily or almost daily routine for, let's see, I don't know, 6 or 7 years now, I guess.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I've been watching their videos for a really long time. It stood out to me so much that I even remember exactly where I was and what the first video was.
Yeah.
I can remember which couch I was sitting on because they have more than one. I can remember which couch I was sitting on. I can remember that I was sitting behind my brother and his friend looking over their shoulders.
That's cool.
And yeah, when I think about what is a podcast, I think of Ear Biscuits. And so if Ear Biscuits didn't, I think I would have probably done this anyway, but if Ear Biscuits didn't exist, I don't know if I would have been, I'm more enthused, even more excited about this because of that. And when I try and imagine what this could be, it's because of Good Mythical Morning and Rhett and Link. And I have to go now. Bye. Sorry. Do part 3 soon.
Okay.
Meow, meow, meow.
Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow, meow. Hi.
Okay, Rhett and Link, Link and Rhett, if you ever watch this, thank you for being there every or almost every mythical morning for so long and being so consistent and a comforting thing to watch. Your videos are always fun and pleasant to watch. Sometimes when I open YouTube, it's because there's something I want to watch from you guys or someone else, Sometimes I just open it because it's like, I'm eating lunch alone. I don't want to just be like staring at my chicken nuggets. So when I watch YouTube because I want to just watch something, I always, or almost always, go for Good Mythical Morning first. So thank you for all that consistency. Thank you for having the concept of mythicality and being your mythical best and doing stuff for good. And I'm so inspired by what you do and your creation. Um, things like LTAT, ear biscuits, the early Good Mythical Morning is really the vibe I hope for with Awkward Outcast podcast as well. Not like to be exactly the same, but just to have that like comfort for your friend. Um, and also thank you for being open about the fact that you guys go to therapy. I just started that, and it's really cool to see like people who are like super big and important and famous are open about that. And thank you for just the consistency and physicality and happiness and laughter. So, Rhett and Link, if you ever see this, thank you. Okay, let me scroll to when we say what order we're going to. Oh, you're doing Mary Jane right next.
Okay.
Oops, I said the name of your next one, sorry.
No, I can.
You can introduce it.
Okay. So my next. Oh, hold on. That's in a different note. Okay, wait. This is also a different note. Great. I have so many notes that's labeled Awkward Outcast Podcast.
Me too.
Uh-oh, can't find it. Hold on. Did I share it with you? Oh, okay, here it is.
Yeah, you
did. My next person that's our YouTuber that impacts me is Mary Jane. There was, a time in my life that everything was really confusing, like emotionally, and just, I didn't know what was going on. I've never, like, felt this emotions before, and when you feel emotions that you don't really know how to put into words, like, I know a lot of emotions you can't, like, fit into words, but, like, some, like, I can't do it justice until, like, you hear someone say it, and it's like, oh, that's exactly how I feel, you know? So, with Mary Jane, she definitely helped me, like, she helped me a lot. She helped me, like, gain confidence, see my worth. She's encouraged me, she's supported me, she's helped me figure out things, about myself, and, like, she's, like, encouraged. It's like she'll talk about her past, or, like, what she's, like, figured out, or, like, her past lives, and that has helped me, like, some of her past lives kind of intertwine with mine. We've known each other in past lives, here and there, and, like, there's a past life memory I have, and it's just kind of, not all my past memories are fun. I don't remember, like, I remember a few past lives, but not, like, the whole thing. I remember, like, maybe 1 or 2 memories from each, you know? The most I remember is Trilliverse. If you don't believe in past lives, that's okay, but this is my truth. It's how I believe it. And it's kind of weird to, like, okay, back to the beginning, because past lives was more like currently year now, but, like, when I first met Mary Jane, I was a lot of emotions was going on, and I didn't know what the heck was going on. And, turns out, I also was, like, really afraid of dying. Like, or not dying, but just, like, the afterlife. And when I turned 18, I don't remember when exactly I met or found Mary Jane's channel. But I would literally not get any sleep because I was so scared of, like, the afterlife. And, it took me, like, a long time to be, like, get over that and, or just, like, forget about that fear and put shit away. And then, like, with Mary Jane talking about past lives and like me remembering past life. It's like, oh, like it just makes a lot of sense to me. Again, I'm not saying like it's correct. It's correct for me, if that makes sense. Like this is what I believe in, and this is what helped me. And it's like, it makes sense. She's helped me put a lot of sense into things that, like, when I try to express it with other people, they don't either take me seriously, or they laugh it off, or they're like, you're crazy, you're insane, you know? And I got a personal reading from her, because I just wasn't sure what I needed advice and guidance, so I found her videos and really she was doing tarot cards at the time. And I actually told her I was a gamer. I didn't mention I was a writer at all. And in the personal reading, she struggled the whole time. I kind of feel bad for her, but I kind of am glad that I didn't tell her I was a writer, because she was like, she also thought a gamer meant I was a game developer. So we were both not on the same page. But in the reading, she kept like, the spirits are telling me you need to write. You need to base the character, your main character, off of yourself with your own struggles. But why the heck would you need to do that if you're a game developer? So she was kind of struggling with that.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No. Bye.
Okay.
So with that, her thinking I was a game developer, you wouldn't, or I don't think a reader would say something like, eventually be like, oh, you're a writer, you know? So that reading kind of made me realize, like, oh, she is more tapped in than, like, scammers, you know? Like, she is real, there is stuff. And, like, I've had other readings with her, and we've talked here and there, and there have been things, like, came true and whatnot. And I'm like, and she gives, like, amazing advice. So she just helps me be aware of, like her sharing her experience helped me, like, reevaluate my own, if that makes sense, and help me figure out, like, how she helped me recognize, like, okay, if, like, things, how it affects me, because she's like, you should, sure, one of her advice is, like, figure out, just be aware of what affects you and what you're consuming, as in, like, there's an artist that I really like her music and songs, but, like, I would have, like, a day, and I'm, like, happy most of it, and then I'll listen to her song and get really, really sad, and, like, for the rest of the day, I'm just in an area that's just, I can't get out, I'm just really sad, and I noticed that was a pattern with her songs, and it's, like, it made me go into a sad spot longer than I necessarily should. I don't think sad songs are bad. Sad songs are great. You sometimes need them to help you express emotions. Sometimes it's just nice. But being sad is addicting. And sometimes it's hard to not feed it more than you should, if that makes sense.
I think so.
So, even though, like, the artist, the music is really nice and lovely, it just made me really sad. And I didn't want to be sad all the time. And I was just listening to her songs, and just, like, once I stopped listening to her songs, it's like, oh, that's the thing that was making me sad. I mean, there was definitely other things in my life that will make me sad, and I'll, like, vent that out in a healthy way. That's also a thing. She's helped me, like, be aware of what, like, how to express emotions. Healthy, like, let go of emotions, let go of baggage, figure out what triggers them, and not being afraid of emotions. I think for, like, the longest time, I hated having anxiety attacks. Not saying I love them now, but I'm just more aware of what's going on. It's like, okay, I get triggered by something, and then it's not even, like, I cry in anxiety attack. And it's not because of what I get triggered. It's because of something else. And just being aware of that, it's like, oh, okay. I mean, long time ago, I was like the bully, the worst bully of myself. And with her, I've realized like how to stop being my bully, and like giving myself like make it. It's not necessarily make it or like fake it till you make it. It's like realizing what you are sincerely like about yourself. And like, okay, and being like, okay, what do I not like about myself? Is there a way to change it? Or if there isn't a way to change it, just accept that. Like, I was very self-conscious of my belly, because I was growing a lot, like having a bigger belly, and I'm not used to that. And just wearing crop tops. I know that sounds really weird, but just being more like, was that like when things are different, it might be scary, but once you get to know it, it's not as scary, if that makes sense. Or it's like,
Yeah.
oh, this isn't as bad as I thought. So it desensitizes you, kind of. That's not the right word, but it's somethings. And it's like that. She also really, really helped me with, she made a video about like how to have a healthy relationship, but not like what I want in a partner, what's a healthy relationship, but not like the usual stuff. She doesn't like say like what you like. They make you funny or they make you laugh. They're like the usual stuff. Like, I want a partner that makes me laugh. I want a partner that like, I don't know. But she says things I've never like thought about. That's like you should. Or not even a partner situation, just like a friendship thing. But it's like when you sit next to them, just realize, how do you feel? How does just feeling, like, how do they make you feel when you just sit next to them? Like, I've never thought of that. And that is a good, like, thing. There's like some quotes I actually wrote down that she said. It's like, one of the quotes is like, if you're sensitive about a subject and you're with someone and they laugh about it and you express that you're sensitive and they still continue to laugh at you off, then that's not the person to be around. If they love you, if they respect you for you, they have respect for you, they will understand that. And it's like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. But like, again, putting it into words and like realizing like the people that I am around wasn't like that. So it's like, oh, and like, she just really helped me consider what kind of relationship I want and look for and stand up for it and recognize and like help give me the confidence and like, okay, this relationship is going south. Or like, here's the red flags. Do I want to continue it or not? Is it worth fighting for? If so, if it is worth fighting for, because there are going to be like bumps in the road and stuff. But like, you also have to recognize, are they fighting for it too, Like, you both have to put in the effort. It shouldn't be like a one-sided thing. Like, is it a healthy effort for the both of you? Because someone can love you and support you in a way that's not healthy at all for you. Even though, like, to them, they're just supporting you with their own fears. Like, it's she kind of gave me like instructions and like the tools, but I have to figure out how to go find the parts and pieces and put them together with their instructions and like the tools without even know what the heck I'm creating. I don't know what I'm fixing up. She's just very like motivational, and she's helped me a lot. And like, again, ways that I cannot like express, or like there's just too many. She's helped me grow so much too, and like being okay with what I feel, and like saying things, like putting emotions into words and be like, oh, that's exactly how I feel. Because you don't know sometimes unless, I mean, I think I already said that.
Yeah, I think that's part of why I really like Tom Rosenthal so much.
Yeah,
Puts into words what you feel and you didn't know that you felt it or how to word it.
yeah, exactly. And she also brought up like what being balanced means. Like I used to imagine, kind of like one state emotion, just kind of like at peace all the time. Um, and it's not like like she gave me like like her opinions on what being a balanced person is like, and it's just literally being okay with emotions. Like a balanced person can be like really hyper and then be like, okay, they also can express sadness, they can also express mad and like be angry and all this stuff. But they just, if someone insults them, like it's valid. They know that it's valid, that it hurts, but they also know it's not their truth. And it's like, oh, okay. Like if someone insults you, that says more about them than it does about you. It could be just mean they're mean, or maybe they're insecure, or maybe they're going through things. Also, it can just be they're mean. She just helped me expand my perspective of things and just her sharing, like, herself. And it's like, oh, a balanced person is just okay with being. They know that you're not gonna stay in one emotion forever, and it's okay to feel whatever you feel. But they also know, like, how to healthy. Like, they know and they understand, like, okay, I'm in a very sad spot. Something triggered me. How do I, how long to stay in this emotional state? And how long, like, okay, I have to, like, put in the effort and action to let it go. And, like, what exactly is healthy for me to let that go? Because it's gonna being, and, like, how to heal from things. And, like, express anger in, like, a healthy way. Like, not attacking someone just because you're angry. Or, like, just, like, whatever helps them. Just feeling the emotions without, like, being your own bully in your mind, you know? Just, like,
Yeah.
without spiraling. And that really helped me. And it's like, oh, okay. Because I think I had, like, a balanced person would be, like, at peace with just no matter what happens, they're, like, in peace. But no, they have emotions. And it's, like, was really eye-opening for some reason. And it's like, I didn't know that. I never considered that, you know? And she just helped me expand my perspective. She's also, like, she also, like, made me realize, like, sometimes you have to work in silence, if that makes sense. Like, you can't, like, or not make me realize, but made me realize that, like, I had to work in silence. Like, if I told Kristen at the time of, like, why I was writing Hero, like, she would be like, either make fun of me or, like, try to make me stop. Or, like, that's insane. Why are you writing that? Like that. Like, not why I'm writing it, but, like, why you're writing that for that reason. She probably would, like, try to, like, stop me, if that makes sense. Or, like, her words would make me feel like just that I should stop. So, like, realizing, like, who I'm surrounded with. And, like, sometimes you have to not tell people you're working on something because then you might get influenced by other people and not, like, create it.
And not what?
Create it. Like, you might get, like, influenced in a way that, like, makes you stop. Like, makes you feel like you don't want to continue. Future Jule here. The word that I was trying to think of is discourage. Okay, future Jule out. So I feel like I should clear up that Kristen. I gotta make it sound like she's the bad guy, and I just want to say she's not. There is a reason why I stayed with Kristen for the longest time. She was my friend since second grade up till 2020 January. And it was good, but it's just, when the friendship was good, it was like the best time ever, and it was heaven. But when it was low, even just a little bit, it was hell. But it got hard. And yes, Osric made me realize this was an unhealthy friendship. But I eventually realized that there are friendships and relationships where, when it is high, the good times do feel like the best times ever. It feels like heaven. But when it's low, it just feels low. And I just got to the point, it just wasn't worth it anymore. Like, I don't want that anymore. I don't want that kind of relationship or friendship. And you can't have heaven without hell. And again, like, we just, over time, it just got too much. Or maybe it was already too much, but it was, I just realized I had enough with heaven and hell. You can have heaven without hell. And I wanted that. I wanted to find relationships where it just felt like the best amazing times ever. And just feel low when it's low. Not like, it was very emotional friendship. And I've talked about it in my other personal videos on my own YouTube channels. I won't get way into it. But Mary Jane just helped me. Mary Jane once said something like, sometimes you have to let go of past things to let in the new. And you can't keep a hold on something if your hands are full. So she helped me with gaining the confidence and self-worth and to let it go. To let the friendship go and welcome what comes next. Because it's hard to let go of a friendship that you still care about the person, but you just know it's not worth it. And she also there was a lot of things I was questioning. She, as in Mary Jane, and she also brought up not everything happens for a reason. And I think that's really interesting because she's very spiritual, and a lot of spiritual people are everything happens for a reason, even the tragic stuff. And she's like, no, not everything happens for a reason. We all have free will, so of course nothing's gonna, everything's gonna happen for a reason, you know? Some things just happen.
Yes, I definitely agree with that. Things just happen.
Yeah. I mean, there are some things I do believe spirits or whatever bring people together, but it's also the people's free will if they want to continue it, you know? It's and sometimes just things happen, but she also mentions stop questioning everything. Not everything has a reason. Why did this happen? Why did that happen? Why is it like this? Stop questioning the whys and just be. And it's oh, okay. And there are gonna be situations that do have actual reasons and reasonings behind it, but maybe in some cases the answer, you won't find the answer until you stop obsession with getting an answer, if that makes sense. It'll come to you when you need it, because it's just out of your control. And if you're obsessed with it too much, you won't realize it. Maybe you have to grow or other such beforehand. Other situations, there are reasons, and you can figure it out immediately. Just talking about not every situations have the same reasoning, or if there is even a reason for it. And that was really comforting. It really helped me gain confidence in myself. And she's also read my script. We kind of talk here and there. And she didn't have to do that, and she gave me feedback, and she told me that she was really proud of me. And I don't know, it made me really happy. So I don't have a nature of making my parents proud or others proud of me. I honestly don't really care if my parents are or not. Like, I seriously don't. I didn't even knew that was a thing until I was a late teen or adult. Like, wait, people actually go out of their way to make people proud of them? It just wasn't a concept that, like, I registered until later in life. I mean, it's nice when they tell me sometimes. A lot of people have told me that they're proud, but in, like, relations to after going through, like, hospital tests. So nurses and doctors will say, like, it's over, you're done, you did it, I'm so proud of you. And my parents has also said that they're proud of me after surgeries and whatnot. And I know they're all just trying to help, but it doesn't. Yes, it's physically over, but not mentally kind of situation. But there have been times where people have said they were proud of me, and I felt it, and it felt really nice and good. But I remember my dad once told me after I finished high school that he was proud of me, even though the high school, I finished high school a few years more than the average person, and I will say, never feel ashamed or guilty or embarrassed for taking longer than the average in getting an education. It's like, you got an education. That's such a big thing, and you should be proud of yourself. Yeah. And I don't know, just don't feel bad about it. You did it. And I do remember when my dad told me that he was proud of that. I did felt embarrassed, but that's just because my parents just don't say that. We don't say that to each other often. And I remember a few times, like Misha, or not a few times, but Misha has once told me that he's proud of me at one of my autographs, and that made me really happy. And, like, what's it called? Took me by surprise. I was not expecting that, because I just got up there and he just looked at me. He's like, I'm so proud of you. And it's like, oh, that caught me off guard. I didn't even know what to reply. I don't think I even replied anything. I just smiled. But yeah, I just don't have a nature of making others proud. Cause, like, I don't know. I won't go out the way to make people proud, because I feel like if I did that, it would feel very unauthentic when they say it, or insincere to me. Because, like, if I would have to go out of my way and act different according to my personal views, or according to their personal views, I feel like if someone's gonna be proud of me, it's because of me being me. And I am grateful that I have parents that love me and are, but even if they weren't, I wouldn't, because I feel like if they can't be proud of me just being me or doing something that I want to do, that I personally am proud of myself, they're not my people. There's like a quote in Stars and Roses where Rosebud and Cat are talking. Rosebud is adopted and Cat has an unhealthy relationship with their parents. And Rosebud goes like, sometimes we aren't born with our real parents, sometimes we're just born. And if you are in a relationship like that, whether it's your parents, your family, or other, I hope one day they can recognize the light you are when you do the things you personally love and go after. And if they never do realize that, just know when you do, be you and act in your truth and do go after what you love, because it brings you joy. I am proud of you. And yeah, that's just my little thing for proudness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good thing. I like that.
And, like, there's definitely things that I didn't really consider in the script, and she's like, maybe this, you should do this or something, and I agree with that. And I put that in my script, but it's kind of funny, like, what I didn't got. And it's like, oh yeah, I should probably put that in my script. And she wrote, like, a really cute scene that I didn't want Casey to kiss anyone. And
I know which scene you mean.
yeah, so there's an end scene with Casey kissing, and that Mary Jane wrote that. So thank you. It was really cute, and it's like, can I not get this? So and it fits the characters. So it's like, okay, I'll add it, even though when I first wrote it, I didn't want any kiss scenes with Casey. Just because I didn't want, like, people to make, like, what if feel like they're obligated to, or, like, uncomfortable in a bad way, to kiss, if I am Casey, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's like, but she wrote that, it was really cute, and it's like, ah, great, now I want you at this. But she was really supportive, and, like, I remember texting her when, like, my heart scares happened, and she helped me, like, calm down, because that was scary, and it was during COVID, so, like, my parents weren't allowed to go in the ER, so I was, like, texting her.
Oh. Yeah.
I don't know, she's just really helped me, like, grow into a better person. Same with Osric, like, they both have, and, like, again, I can't say enough, but yeah, she also, there was something else I wanted to mention, but she also, like, when she read Hero, she's like, oh, there's a few things in here that I just never considered either. So I thought that was really cool, that, like, she really inspired me and helped me grow.
Yeah.
And now I'm kind of, like, helping her expand her perspective in some ways. And it's like, oh, we're doing it together. I don't know, like, with that.
Yeah.
So yeah. And she helped me, like, I'm very well aware that, like, I have a different mindset from, I mean, I think everyone has a different mindset, but I aware that there's a lot of things that I just don't come natural to me, and just, I don't know, it's just really nice hearing words into, or emotions in words, and she helped me make sense with a lot of things that no one has ever helped me make sense with before. Maybe due because my mind is just different, or just the people around me just aren't at the caliber that I am, or, like, aware of how my mind thinks, if that makes sense.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. So thank you, Mary Jane. If you're watching this, I'm probably, like, gonna text her or message her.
Yes.
She also has her phone number on her about page on her YouTube channel, and I really want to put my phone number out, but I know, I probably shouldn't. I mean, it's just a Google Voice number. I don't have her phone in service, but I'm so tempted to. But I'm not, because that might lead to trouble. But I'm probably gonna tell her, like, I mentioned you in my podcast if you wanna.
Yeah, that is cool. I haven't really seen any of her. I've seen a few, but not enough to, like, know her. I will say, she's important to me because you're important to me, and she's important to you.
Yeah.
So it connects. So I should probably really watch her videos. I know most of them are gone.
Yeah, she deleted everything again. I'll tell her.
I have.
Tell you if she comes back.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I have no idea what I believe when it comes to, like, past lives and stuff, and I'm okay not knowing what I believe. So I think that's why I don't watch too many videos about that, but
that's understandable. And you don't have to believe in it too. Like I really believe that, like, the meaning of life is just to be able to experience an existence in, like, the human form or whatever form. So it's your existence. You can believe in whatever you want. Don't, like, be pressured into believing something that others says it's true, you know? Just exist however you want to exist. And grow. I mean, don't be closed off to growing, but just don't feel pressured that you have to grow in a way for others, you know? Grow because of you.
What you said earlier with I forgot what you said exactly, but with the panic attack stuff, that actually, like, kind of does help me there, because it's like, I wish I remember what you said exactly, but, like,
being aware of, like, what triggered it and what.
Being aware of what triggered it. Because they're not as bad as they have been when I'm younger, but they have been getting worse again. So yeah, when people talk about that stuff, it does help me to rethink of how I think of it, because I've had problems with that since pretty much as long as I can remember, I've been having them.
Yeah. I have recognized that, like, I still have anxiety attacks, but I used to have anxiety attacks a lot when I was in school. I hated school. Never doing that again. But there's also like a reason, because I think a past life reason. I mean, I'm not saying like all anxiety attacks are past life reasons. Sometimes just that's how you react to things, and that's valid. But for me, with my school experiences, I think remembering that life, past life, make sense why I react to that differently to like how I usually have anxiety attacks with other things. So that also helped. That wasn't like necessary. I mean, I guess she gave me the confidence to like figure out if it, to delve into like where the heck is this coming from, you know?
Yeah.
Because I noticed it was.
If she comes back to YouTube, I will start watching her videos
Cool.
because pretty much all I know about her, because I did watch very little of her videos, but I have seen some. Most of what I know about her is from you, and she seems like a really like kind, accepting person.
Yeah.
It feels weird to say that about someone whose videos I haven't seen, but I know
That's
that
understandable.
I know that it must be true because of how much she's helped you.
Yeah. I also like her energy. She got like, I don't know exactly how to word it, but spunk. That might not be the right word, but just like
Punk?
spunk. Is that you?
Oh,
It's
spunk.
like she has a nice energy, and it's contagious. It's really nice. But yeah, that is, yeah. And I think that's also like she also helped me like the more it's kind of the more I'm a person that really likes vulnerability, because I think in the past I realized like I thought I like loyalty more than vulnerability. Like loyalty is like the number one thing in friendship or something, but I realized like with my past friendships and stuff, we like they were loyal to me, but they didn't know me. And that realizing that it's like, oh, I want to be more vulnerable. I want to show myself more in her videos and her just sharing herself. And same with Osric, like helped me be okay with sharing that with people. Not saying like I'm gonna like share everything with everyone. And I always was like a person that like would share myself, because I have noticed that sometimes you have to open up first so other people feel comfortable to open up to you, because people sometimes need that. I've had so many conversations with guys that have told me that's like they open up and they're like, I've never opened up to anyone like this before. And they're all different ages too. I mean, that sounds weird, but like throughout my lifetime. And it's sad, like guys have emotions too, and they should feel like they should they're able to be expressive and vulnerable, and they don't have to like they can be strong even when they're crying. And it's like, I don't know, it's just it's I just I want to live in a world where like people can just emote whatever they're feeling without feeling like ashamed or guilty, or like they have too much pressure, so they feel like they have to hide their like real emotions, and their real emotions are valid. It's just if they show their real emotions, people again think they're weak, or they're not gonna take them seriously, or whatever the case is, and they should be taken seriously, and they are not weak for feeling anything that isn't deemed masculine or like manly. like, I know not every man wants to, the guys that I have talked to are just, like, I need to put this, I have to hide my feelings because if I don't, I'll seem weak or not be able to protect or care for my people. Like I know that feeling too. Like they have to feel strong, but you can feel strong with also feeling pain, like showing that you have been hurt and all that stuff. And I'm not saying like girls should also do that too. Anyone should do this, but I've noticed like guys, I guess I'm just more open to guys than I am with girls because I just attract those kind of people, I guess. I have been open to girls. That sounds really weird. But like,
Doesn't sound weird.
yeah, okay, cool. But I have noticed, like, in the past, like, yeah, I think I already talked about it, but yeah. I just noticed that when I'm more vulnerable and, like, talking about something out loud, it's easier to talk about eventually, if that makes sense. It's kind of like coming out. The first time it's really scary and you kind of whisper it and like, yeah, I'm being sick, so, like, you don't want like tell people. But the more you do it and the more like you tell people or you say it out loud, it's like, it's less scary. I mean, I don't know if it's less nerve-wracking, being vulnerable, but it's like, it's less scary. And yeah, you're gonna have people that not accept you, and be mean, but they're not your people, you know?
Yeah.
But you will find people that are like can accept you. So like the more you do it, the more you say it out loud for me, it really helps. So that's why I have like a playlist of me just like telling what I've learned or learning because that really helps heal me and be vulnerable and be okay with being vulnerable. Because I have noticed like that's very helpful with me. So like even if you don't tell people, just speak it out loud. Grab a camera, speak it out loud. And like, even if you're just confused, just say, I'm confused about XYZ. And then be like, okay, what?
Oops, sorry, hold on, my headphones fell out.
You're okay. Just like,
Okay, I'm back.
welcome back. Just like, I don't know, just speak emotions. Like, it's okay and valid to be confused. Like, that's an answer. Like, saying I don't know is also an answer.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, maybe you just need time to figure things out, and sometimes everything will be just confusing, but that's okay too. It's like, that doesn't mean you have to stop things, you know? I don't know. Mary Jane has really helped me, like, be okay with emotions.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. And like, there have been like other things like I figured out by myself too. But yeah. So yeah, that's it for Mary Jane. So thank you, Mary Jane, if you're watching this.
Thank you, Mary Jane, if you're watching.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, the next one is Game Grumps, and we both have things to say for them, but you can go first because it was your idea to.
Okay. So hold on. Okay. So yeah, I watch Game Grumps a lot. There's definitely certain series that I just don't watch. I just because I'm not interested in the game, but I do watch a lot of their videos. Throughout the years, I think I don't remember when I started watching them, but like, not a lot of things they've said or done impact me, but there have been 3 moments that have like definitely impacted me. And one of the moments, or 2 of them, is with Danny. I went to their Boston live show. What was that, 2019? It was like their last party live show tour. I don't remember exactly what it was. It was before COVID, and they did Q&As before and after the show. And someone asked Danny So if people don't know, Game Grumps is like the front people that they play games. They're gamers duo. Aaron Hansen and Danny Avedon or Avedon. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing.
I think I've heard him say it both ways.
Yeah. So I'm not exactly sure. And someone asked Danny, he has a band called Ninja Sex Party, and he's a musician and singer. And someone asked him, I don't remember if it was like what instrument, but she's like, how do you become a musician? I play a guitar, but I don't know how to become a musician. And Danny's like, well, how much do you play your guitar? And she's like, well, I don't do it every day, but I do it as much as I can. And he's like, well, you already are a musician. And that, like, she's like, if you play a guitar or an instrument or sing and you want to be a musician, then you already are. No matter if you're like known or not. And that really helped me a lot because I'm a writer, but back then I was, and nothing of my works, and still nothing of my works, my personal works, are in public. But like, I wrote a lot of fan fiction, and I've had encounters where like people are like, fanfic writers aren't real writers, you know? But like, if you write, or you are what you do, and you want to label yourself as what of that, then go for it. Like, you are that. Like, if you're an amateur photographer, but you take photos and you want to be a photographer, then you already are, you know? And that really helped me with like, oh, I am a writer, no matter what I write.
Yeah,
I am.
I like that.
Danny also said something like someone asked him, or asked both of them, like, do you have any advice of figuring out what you want to do in life, you know? And Danny gave, like, okay, here's a simple thing that anyone can do. Just grab a piece of paper, a pen, or something that you can write, like either a typing thing, like a computer or your phone, and just take 10 minutes and write down, judge-free, everything you want. I guess it's not necessarily simple, because you have to be, like, absolutely judge-free. You cannot judge yourself while doing this. You cannot hesitate. Just write down everything. And you can definitely, like, write down, like, I want pancakes, or I want crepes, because you're hungry, you know? But, like, if you have no judgment and let no one, like, other interference judgment, like, from the outside and the inside, just write down, take 10 minutes, write down nonstop, and you'll see, like, there's gonna be repeated things. There's gonna be things that it's like, well, that's just because I'm hungry, or that's because I have to go to the bathroom. Like, I have to pee. Like, you know?
Yeah.
But there's gonna be things that jumps out to you that's like, oh, okay. Like, there are things that, like, you might not, like, be aware of, or you have to accept, or, like, it's really interesting. Maybe we can do, like, an episode, if you're interested in doing that.
Yeah. I was just thinking, like, I want to try that.
It's really...
Yes, let's do that.
Okay, that's cool. We can do the 10-minute judge-free zone right down. I don't know what to call it. But, like, just being vulnerable by yourself. Like, you don't have to show it to anyone either. Like, you can just write it down and just be like, okay. And do it. Like, maybe. And it's okay if you change, too. There's, like, always, like, you can change. I think that's, like, a lot of things, like, with society. It's like, you can only do one thing, and you can only go after one thing, but it's like, I don't know, I think you can go after multiple things and then realize, like, you know what, I don't have this desire anymore, and switch. Like, that's okay. Never be ashamed by that. And feel guilty, because it's like, it's not your truth anymore. And, like, stop doing what society thinks. I don't know, I guess I don't also have, like, that nature in me. Like, I don't have society's pressure. And the last thing is by Aaron. So Aaron, I don't know what episode it is, but Aaron talked about, what did he say? I'm gonna probably paraphrase because I'm not exactly sure. He was talking about, like, his mindset, and sorry if my dad is loud. He said something about, like, how he gets when he makes projects and stuff, so he doesn't get, like, satisfaction or any, like, happiness or joy when he finishes projects. And I've never heard anyone talks about that before, because that's exactly how I feel. And when I finished Hero, I felt nothing. It's not like because I numbed myself. It's just I don't get any satisfaction of finishing projects. The joy and the happiness I get and is creating it. It's like creating characters that I want to be friends with, or creating stories that's like, ooh, or like seeing, like, how would this affect someone that's, like, watching this, or like thinking of, like, how would this affect my friends, or like getting feedback and sharing that with them. But, like, you gotta have, and so I get satisfaction and enjoyment of creating something that doesn't exist, but I don't get any joy or satisfaction when I finish it. Like, I know, like, and I am proud of finishing it, and I am super, absolutely proud of myself, like, creating it, and, like, so happy I did create it, because it's like, oh, now I have characters and I have things, but I think that made me realize, like, why I don't finish my stories, because I don't get anything out of it, you know? Like, there's a lot of things
I definitely. Oh, sorry.
No, you can talk. I know what I'm gonna say after.
I definitely set up a lot of my, like, stories and comics and stuff that I make. I set them up so that they won't have an ending, like my fan fiction, the supernatural one that I want to make with you. Like, I don't imagine an ending. I just imagine us adding more stories whenever we think of them. But I think I might have something similar to that, because I don't really know what it feels like to finish a project. I set up my stories so that they can just keep on being written.
That's nice. No, maybe it is similar or something. I also do know that I do like having endings, because I don't want to, like, be stuck working on something forever, like job.
Yeah.
But that might just because I don't like working on a job forever. Because I feel like I like doing multiple things at a time, you know? That kind of goes into, like, other things, like, I don't have any nature of, like, being successful or failure. That's just not in my nature. Like, that's never how I think. And I've noticed that's how a lot of people think. I just do things because they're fun to me. Like, a lot of people, I will start projects, and then I'll get obsessed with learning something, and I'll be, like, really into it. I also notice, like, I should finish what this is. So I'll be, like, really into it, and then, like, maybe a week or weeks or a month into it, I just don't I get fun. It's not, like, as interesting anymore, and it's not as fun, but I'll just drop it. And a lot of people, like, of course, you never commit to anything. You never, like, drop everything. But it's like, it's not because I don't have commitment issues anymore. I just like knowing I can do multiple things at the same time, because I do get bored with doing work the same thing. But if I have multiple things, like, it helps me, like, when I get bored with this, I can work on that, but then I can go back to this and finish it, you know? Like, I need to be stimulated, but I can't be stimulated 100% with working on something forever, you know? But with other outsiders, they're like, oh, you drop another project, or of course you drop being a gamer. But it's like, that's not how you should think or look at it, because it's like, I might pick it up in years in the future, and, like, I can, if it is something I can pick up where I left off, then, like, that's where I left off, you know? Or I'll have, like, subconsciously, like, know things that, like, if I wouldn't know if I didn't do it in the past, or like muscle memory. But even if I never pick it up in the future, it's like, it satisfied me, it fulfilled me, and enjoyed me in that moment of time. And that's all that matters to me. You know? Like
Yeah,
it
I
helped
like
me
that.
grow. It helped me, like, enjoy my time. Like, it doesn't mean, like, it needs to be, like, a constant thing in my life. And I think
Yeah,
that,
I like that.
yeah. And it also, like, I don't have any nature of, like, being the best. That's not my nature at all. Like, I know a lot of people are like, I need to be my best. I need to push. And I'm not saying, like, you can't push yourself. Like, you can't have, like, bars of, like, pushing yourself over your limit. I think that it's nice and good and healthy if you do it in a healthy way to push your limits, because it is really cool to like surprise yourself and be like, oh wow, I could do this, or wow, I did that way more than I like expect I could, you know? I think that's fantastic. But I've seen a lot of people feel pressured, being like, I need to be my best 24/7, I need to do this. Because I think a lot, maybe parents or like even the school is like, try your best, do your best, and I never do my best. And I have tried doing my best on certain things. Like, I'm like, okay, maybe doing my best, whatever the heck that is, maybe I will find something new. But like, I realize that's like, trying my best takes away the fun out of it. And it's like,
Yeah.
for me personally.
Interesting.
And
Yes.
it's like, I know, like, I have questioned, like, if I put out, I also see a lot of YouTubers, like, trying their best, and then it's like, they feel like they have to up themselves. And it's like, they don't have to do that. Just do whatever makes you fun, or have fun and
Yeah.
enjoy, and do what you desire. Like, if you do desire to, seeing how much you can do, then do it, but don't torture yourself getting there, you know? Don't do it because you're pressured. Do it because you want to see how much. And again, don't torture yourself. Do it in a healthy way. And you don't have to do like, be your best 100% all the time. But like, I was gonna say something. Dang it. What was I gonna say? Oh, with Hero. With Hero, I have questioned, like, I've seen like people being interviewed, like, oh, what are you gonna do next? How are you gonna outdo yourself? And with Hero, it's like, Hero, let's say Hero becomes really big, you know? Or like known. People might be like, oh, what you gonna do next? What's you gonna outdo yourself? And I have like no desire to outdoing Hero. I just have a desire just doing whatever the heck I want to do, you know? Just like,
Yeah.
have fun with writing and seeing what I can create and being like, oh, I like this. And maybe in like people's eyes, it's like, that's not gonna outdo yourself, you know? Like, why you doing that genre, you know? Like, I don't know. It's like, I don't care. I don't care if I'm doing my best. I never do my best. But I also notice, like, when I do my best, it drains all the satisfaction and, like, the fun out of things. So it's like, I want to do what I want to do and have fun with it. And, like, I don't know. Doing your best is really tiring. I've seen.
Yeah.
Like, when I play games like mini golf or like little games like that with family, I don't try my best at all, and I'm like losing and just having fun and playful. Like, that's also the thing, it takes the playfulness out of things when I try my best. And if someone does like, wow, you're losing, like, talk, smack talk, whatever it's called, like playfully, but like, they'll amp up and like, okay, I'll show you my best, and I'll win. But it's like, at the cost of having fun. And again,
Yeah.
it's not like they do it and I feel negative towards it. I do get some sort of fulfillment, like funness, like beating them and showing them like I did it, but it's like, it also takes away the fun and the enjoyment of like playing the game. So it's like, it's going back to like, I am a person that do get motivated by like showing someone I can prove them wrong. As in like, if they personally think I can't do it. That proving them wrong. Not like everything else, okay? But it does just lose things for me, and I just hope people know it's okay to never be your best. Because I don't know, like, that's just not in my nature, and I've seen people struggle with it so much, and I just want to help them and be like, you don't have to be your best. Just
keep
forget.
the fun in it, most importantly.
Yeah, forget about being your best and just have fun. That's it. I mean, again, I guess if that's what they want to do, then I support that, but just hopefully it's not torturous and it's not like damaging them in the long run, you know? Or damaging them in that run, in that present time. There's always another way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then, so I don't know like as much about the Game Grumps as that. I just watch some of their videos, but I love 10-minute Power Hour, and there are other things too. Like they influence like the jokes I want to make. They influence not necessarily like the specifics of how, but just I want to make something. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it does.
Yeah, I want to make something because they have fun and they have friendship, so I want to make stuff with my friends. And I don't know, I like that they just do stuff. I really like 10-minute Power Hour because they just do stuff and have fun with it. And it's like what you were just saying. They don't have to be the best at their whatever they're doing. They're just having fun with it, and it makes it so fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how that's why they inspire me, is they just have fun with it. And I'm like, I want to have that vibe and feeling of just having fun with my videos. Because I do get, like when we're doing this, I do get sometimes where I'm like, it has to be good. It has to be good. Which I'll talk a little bit about with my last person on my list. But like, yeah, I do get this feeling like it has to be good. And people are going to have fun watching. It's fun to watch people having fun. So I don't have to try and be like official and podcasty. I'm going to just have fun and it'll be fun.
I think that's...
And someone out there will like it.
Yes, I agree. And I think that's why I really like that, like, it's called Awkward Podcast. So you know it's not going to be like...
Yeah.
Professional. You know? I also don't like professional things because it does kind of like feel like you have to act a certain way. And sometimes, I mean, I understand like with professional business stuff, maybe it's just to be more respectful. But like with something creative, it's like you don't have to be that. Or you don't have to be like your best or professional. Or like just have fun. And the people, I think one of the things my mom has said about my writing, or about writing in general, is like, write for yourself and that will attract people that are supposed to read it.
Yes.
Or not supposed to, but like will find it. That your people will find your writing.
Quote from somewhere else, but I was telling my therapist about how I feel, I don't know the right way to say it. I don't think anybody, I mean, I know this isn't true, but I have a feeling in myself that if I write fan fiction, no one's going to want to read it because a lot of my ideas are really far from what the actual show is. I always try to make it far from the actual show, but a lot of times my ideas don't seem like something that could be in the actual show. But my therapist told me that if you love it, probably somebody else will too, or something like that.
Yeah.
That just reminded me of that. I really liked that.
I like that too. And, yeah. And another thing that I also, like, discovered while writing fan fiction, I guess no one, like, really told me this, but, like, even if no one reads my fan fiction, I still enjoy writing fan fiction.
Yes.
And I'm still gonna do it.
I agree.
And I'm still gonna write my own works because I've, like, before, like you, like, no one really read my works, you know? And it was just all for myself. And I had so much fun and enjoyment of writing, and I still do. And also, going back to, like, being the best thing, there's a quote, I don't remember what it is, who it's by, but someone once said that and that's gonna sound really weird for a second, there's always gonna be someone older than you, and there's always gonna be someone younger than you. And I think that can correlate to being best. There's always gonna be someone better than you in, like, skill set, and there's always gonna be someone that's not as good as you in that, like, skill set or arena. And there's another quote from Chakra Dragon that's like, there's no such thing as a master. You'll always be a student, but that doesn't mean you can't be a teacher too. And I really like that. I mean, I guess that's kind of narcissistic. There's another quote that's, like, very similar. That's like, which was the inspiration for the Chakra Dragon quote, which is, even though you're a teacher, you can always learn from your students. And, like, you can learn from anyone and grow too. Like, don't close yourself off from learning from people that you might think that are not on the same level, you know? Of whatever that may be. And I just like that.
I like it too, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't say I feel a pressure to be the best because I know I'm not, but I definitely feel a pressure to, like, really make something really